What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome to the second installment of FIFA 18 Winter Upgrades. Get super cheap coins for FIFA 18 or FIFA Mobile at x3game.com in association with FIFA. Use the code TVM for 8% discount. The link is in the description. So a lot of people always say, hey, why aren't you active in the comment section? It's not that I'm not active necessarily. I read everything people post. It's just sometimes I don't have the time to sit there and answer everybody. But I appreciate everyone's comments, and I've taken everyone's suggestions from episode 1 on board. If you've missed it, go check it out. The first player is going to be Iago Aspas. Now, I would say 4 of the 7 players are suggested by you guys, and the other 3 are probably my own picks. Iago Aspas has done very well this season for Celta Vigo. Of course, 11 goals in 16 games in La Liga. He's got 2 in a friendly that we're not really counting. So 11 in 16 appearances with 2 assists, playing very well indeed and deserves his upgrade. He's already got a couple of informs. As far as what the upgrades do to informs, I'm not 100% sure because it does tend to change year on year and not many people can remember what happened last year, but I would imagine that the informs will get boosted by a minimum of 1. So just bear that in mind, of course, when you do, if you have one or maybe you're investing or something along those lines. Only suggested by maybe 1 or 2 people in passing in the comment section. However, someone that I had on my list before I made even the first episode is Danny Granger of Carlisle. I know a lot of people aren't going to be bothered by this. There probably aren't too many Carlisle fans that are sub to me, but, you know, shout out to you if you are. I firmly believe he deserves an upgrade, though. I'm not quite sure whether his inform would do anything. I think it's a 73 rated silver. He's been hard done by this season, to be fair. He should have had another upgrade, another inform rather, to a gold further back in the year. He's got 6 goals so far this season. He's a left back, bear that in mind. 22 games played. He's also got a goal in the FA Cup, 3 games played there, and 1 in the Carabao Cup as well, I believe. Not quite sure on the assists because the information for the league is a little bit sketchy, but still deserves his upgrade, as does Alfred Finn Bogerson. I'm not quite sure how to say that name properly, but either way, hopefully I got it right. From a 76 rated non-rare to potentially an 80 rated rare. I'm not quite sure whether I've got this correct or not, but again, he has an inform this year. Whether that'll go up or down is remains to be seen. I would imagine it would, though. What I've done with stats, by the way, is taken, if they've got an inform, I've taken those stats and depleted them slightly. If they've got an inform that is 80 rated, for instance, then I would have just kept it the way that it is. He's got 11 goals in 16 appearances in the Bundesliga this year, which is a very good return for a striker who plays for Augsburg. I mean, no disrespect to the team, but you wouldn't expect their striker to be getting nearly as many goals as they have games, with 2 assists to boot. Up next is a Sydney player, and this is one that I think needs to happen for sure. He already has an inform this year. That'll probably go up in rating. He's in fact very unlucky not to have 2 informs. He had 2 weeks where he scored hat-tricks back-to-back, and unfortunately they completely ignored it, as they do. But he's played 13 times, making 1 substitute appearance in the Australian League this season, and guess how many goals he scored in those collective 14 appearances? 14 goals. I know a lot of you will be saying, yeah, but it's the Australian League, so you can't really count it. But, you know, you've still got to be there, you've still got to score goals, and if you're not as good as, say, someone like Harry Kane, for instance, you're going to find it maybe harder to get the goals, regardless of what league you're in. So you still need to be of calibre. So I think he firmly deserves that upgrade. And many of you feel the same way about our next player, Matthias Ginter, a very well-established player this season. Only 23 years of age, of course, so he's got a long career ahead of him, and he's playing very well for BMG right now. From a 78 non-rare gold, potentially to an 81. I would imagine he'd probably go to about an 80, but he already has 2 informs, and he's very much on the cusp of getting himself a hat-trick of informs, because every week he's performing very, very well. When it comes to his stats, he has 3 goals in what is 17 league appearances. Very difficult to gauge defensive stats. He makes an average of 1.6 tackles a game, 1.6 interceptions. He catches the opposition 0.5 times offside. It's very difficult to read into defensive stats. But either way, a very good player, playing very well right now. As is the next fella, probably the most requested player on the list is Harry Kane. Of course, his record literally speaks for itself this season. He's, I think, either equal or highest goal scorer in Europe right now. And we're including Ronaldo, Messi, etc. I was one of the people who back a few seasons ago said that Harry Kane was going to be a 1-season wonder, potentially a 2-season wonder, and that would be the end of it, and you'd sort of see him drift off into the distance after he made a big money move. But He stayed at Tottenham and he's performing very, very well. 18 goals in 19 league appearances, 26 goals in 27 games in all competitions is an unbelievable record for anybody in any league, let alone the Premier League, for a team who aren't even challenging for the title. A little bit like our next player, Immobile. If you don't follow the Italian league, he's very much on the same course as Harry Kane right now. Not quite as many goals, but not too far away either. He's made 17 league starts for Lazio this season, scoring 16 goals, but unlike Harry Kane, has grabbed a whopping 7 assists to boot. A very, very good, well-established player who again is proving, after last season's impressive run of form, that he can continue it. He's got 22 goals in 23 games in total in all competitions. A very competent striker that is arguably one of Europe's best. Not necessarily one that's on the tip of everybody's tongue, but definitely deserves that upgrade from an 82 to an 83. Could potentially go higher, but that remains to be seen. That is going to do it for your Winter Upgrades Episode 2. Now that doesn't mean I'm done, because I have plenty more where that came from. I have enough to fill another 1.5 to 2 episodes just by myself, but of course the comment section is my friend and indeed yours as well. If you have any players who you think deserve upgrades, feel free to drop them in the comment section down below. If you have enjoyed it, maybe a player didn't feature, but don't worry, like I said, there's more to come. He may be in the next episode. These aren't necessarily in any order. These are just the ones that I'm deciding to throw out when I decide to throw them out. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so, of course, and until the next time, goodbye.